That's how I do it. Some people, like I said, will disconnect the cable.
I had taken the throttle off my Jeep and I had put it on hers to see if it would resolve the issue that she was having with hers. And something happened between me taking it off and putting it on hers and putting it back on mine. I don't know what the issue was, but in the video, I start the car after I had put the parts on, and you can hear how it runs. I don't let it sit on for too long, because if I do, I'm afraid that something might break because it's not running right. After I took the throttle body off hers and put it back on mine was starting to run the same way. I'm still going to upload this video solely for the purpose to basically let you guys know, the people who are going to do this job on their car, basically as a warning not to do it the way that I'm doing it. What I did, the way I took apart my throttle body, I guess was the wrong way, because I had explained to my mechanic what I had done, and he said that you shouldn't be doing it like that. They're not meant to be taken apart the way that I took it apart. And once he fixes the problem with mine, I think that the same issue applies to hers, because I took her throttle body off the same way. So check out the video so you can watch me f up, and call me dumb in the comments. Okay, so a while back I had mentioned I was doing a whole bunch of stuff with this motor here on my girlfriend's Jeep. I don't know if I had mentioned, but now it's got an idling problem. When I start the motor, it just idles at max RPM. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the throttle body from my Jeep into her Jeep and just check it out and see if that's the problem. But I know mine is perfectly functional, so maybe something happened while I was taking this apart and it got ruined. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It's very, very, very simple. Okay, so from what I remember, you just need a 10mm socket for the throttle body itself. I'm going to start taking this apart. I already have this stuff undone. Okay, so I got a pair of channel locks so I can squeeze these pins here and pull the plugs off. Okay, so every time I do this, I know that some people will disconnect these lines here. But there's two little T-bit screws in here that hold the throttle. I don't even know what this is called, a little flap inside the throttle body. I don't know exactly what it's called. Two little T-bits in here. If you undo the T-bits, you can just pull the throttle out, and you can just let the cable, just sit where it wants to sit. That's how I do it. Some people, like I said, will disconnect the cable. Okay, so I just have a T20. It's a socket bit, but you can use any screwdriver. Let me just show you really quick what I'm doing. So in the throttle body itself are these two little screws that are holding all of this in place. Once you undo these screws in here, you can pull this out, and then this flap comes out. It'll just pull out of the top, and then your throttle will be disconnected. These will just sit here free. Just leave them alone. Don't try to tug them or anything. And if you haven't done this before, or you haven't seen anybody do it, there is a gasket under here. These cars are old, so I don't really know how many times these have been changed or whatever. But mine is paper, so I would just be careful. It's like a really thin paper mesh gasket. It's not that durable. And I would advise using an extension, because once you have your bolts loose enough, it's just faster to just use it like a screwdriver. I should be able to tilt the throttle, pull this out, and then I should be able to pull the throttle out. There we go. Here's the gasket. It's not paper, but it's really thin. It could crack and bend very easily. Okay, so all that's done. I took it off my other Jeep. Now I have to put this back on here. I had to swap the idle air control valve because this one has a different connector than mine. Just comes off with two T20 screws, same as what we had used before to remove this out of the throttle. Now, if you guys remember in the other video, I had explained the issue I was having with my headlights, and I had emailed the company and they sent me a driver, etc., etc. The driver they sent, the wiring didn't work. It didn't match up with the stuff that I currently have, so I couldn't fix it. So I emailed them and let them know, and they're sending me the new set, a better set, for 80 bucks. And it was something that was supposed to be, I think, like $220. So they gave me a really good deal on the new set. I'm gonna bake the headlights. I'm going to repaint them, and I'm going to reinstall the halo, a newer halo that is. But anyway,